I was 13 when I first realized my reflection didn't always follow me. It was subtle at first, just flickers, moments. I'd turn my head and catch a delayed movement in the bathroom mirror, like a skip in a video call. I assumed it was just my eyes adjusting, or old glass. We lived in Charleston, South Carolina, moist air, aging homes. Things creaked, things warped. Our house had this narrow hallway upstairs, and at the end of it was this tall antique mirror. It was thin, warped at the edges, and its frame was carved from dark, splintering wood. My mom used to joke it came with the house and was probably older than God. I hated walking past it at night. It always felt like something was standing just behind me, waiting for me to look. Years passed. I moved out, moved into a one-bedroom apartment near Broad Street. That mirror, God bless my nostalgic mother, followed me. She sent it as a housewarming gift. It still made me uncomfortable, but I was an adult now. Mirrors don't scare adults. At least that's what I told myself. I hung it in the bedroom, against my better judgment. And that's when everything started again. I remember the first night it happened clearly. I was brushing my teeth, zoning out in the mirror like we all do, just staring at myself, mind blank. And then my reflection blinked. But I hadn't. It blinked. Then I blinked. And for a split second, barely half a second, it smiled. I didn't smile. I didn't move. But the corners of its mouth curled upward like it knew something I didn't. I dropped the toothbrush into the sink. I felt a deep, cold chill rise up from my spine like my own body had gone hollow. I stared at the mirror for what felt like hours, waiting for it to do something else. But it just mirrored me, perfectly, like nothing had happened. I tried to sleep that night, but every time I closed my eyes, I saw my own face frozen in that smile, smiling at me, smiling like it pitied me, or maybe like it was relieved to be the one on the other side. The next morning I covered the mirror with an old sheet, told myself it was just a trick of the light, bad sleep, eye strain. But I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone anymore. Not in the spiritual sense, not ghosts or demons. It was worse. It was me, watching me, learning me, waiting. Over the next few weeks it got worse. I started catching glimpses in other surfaces, my phone screen when it was off, my computer monitor before it powered on. Sometimes I'd pass by windows at night and see my reflection, still staring even after I'd walked away. I started recording myself sleeping, just to prove I wasn't losing my mind. And then, one morning, I played back the footage. At 3:41 a.m., I sat up in bed. Except I don't remember waking up. I watched myself slowly stand, walk over to the mirror, and stand there. Just stand. For 19 straight minutes. No blinking, no shifting. Just staring into the covered mirror. And then I smiled. That same slow, knowing smile. Then I turned and walked back to bed. I called my mom in tears. Told her something was wrong with me. She got quiet, uncomfortably quiet. Then she said, "I saw your father do that once." "What do you mean?" "He stood in front of that mirror for nearly an hour when you were a baby. Never said a word. I thought he was sleepwalking. But when I asked him the next morning, he said he didn't remember anything." There was a pause. Then she whispered, "2 weeks later, he was gone. I always thought he left us, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he got taken." That same day I moved the mirror to the basement and locked the door. For a while things calmed down. The shadows and glass went away, the reflections matched again. Until I saw it again. Not in the mirror. In a photo. A coworker took a group picture at lunch. I looked normal at first glance, but when I zoomed in, I noticed something horrifying. Everyone else in the photo had a clear, crisp reflection in the diner's window behind them. Except me. Mine was off. I was facing forward, smiling at the camera, but my reflection was turned toward me, looking directly at the back of my head, mouth open. I started sleeping during the day and staying up at night. I avoided dark surfaces, wore sunglasses indoors, stopped going out. I even taped a piece of paper over my webcam. Then I got the phone call. No caller ID. I picked up. No sound, just breathing. Then my own voice whispered, "Let me out." I dropped the phone, stared at the screen as the call ended. I didn't sleep for 3 days. I tried breaking the mirror. I figured if it was the source, if it came from that warped glass, I'd end it. I went down to the basement with a hammer, heart pounding. The moment I uncovered the mirror, I felt it, like the room exhaled, like something had been waiting. I raised the hammer, and it moved. My reflection moved, not me. It reached forward, placed its hand flat against the inside of the glass. Its mouth moved. I couldn't hear it, but I understood. Do it. I dropped the hammer. I backed away. That night, I dreamed I was inside the mirror. Not in a figurative sense. Literally inside it. Cold. Hollow. Watching someone else live my life. Watching, laughing, walking, talking to friends, living. And every time I tried to scream, my mouth wouldn't move. My body wouldn't respond. I was stuck, and every night since, the dream has grown longer. Now I wake up feeling like a stranger in my own skin. Like I'm the one behind the glass. I started getting letters. No return address. Each one handwritten, messy. Ink smudged like it had been shaking. Every letter said the same thing. You're not the original. You blinked. It's your turn. I burned the first few, but they kept coming. 2 nights ago I saw it again, not in a reflection, not in a screen. I saw it outside my window. It was me, just standing there in the rain, head tilted, mouth closed, smiling. And when I blinked, it didn't. Last night I woke up to knocking. 3 knocks. I turned on every light, checked the doors. Nothing. Then I realized it wasn't coming from outside. It was coming from the mirror in the basement. I haven't been back down there. I don't know what I'd see. I don't know if it's still inside, or if I'm the one on the wrong side of the glass. Please, if you're hearing this, if your reflection moves out of sync, if it blinks before you do, back away slowly. Don't smile, don't speak. And whatever you do, do not answer the knock. Because once it knows you've seen it, once it knows you're aware, it starts learning. Your voice, your gait, your breathing patterns, your laugh, your secrets, your lies. And one day you'll blink, just once. And that's all it needs, because it only has to be faster than you once. And when that happens, you'll look into the mirror and realize you're not on this side anymore. End of transmission.